and welcome back to another video. Today we're doing a mystery mani on my client Zoe, and I wanted to film this because I'm going to use a ton of new products that I'm super excited about. So we're starting off with the Inity Fit Base Gel Plus. This is a new base gel to me, and it's a pretty unique base gel. I just did like a product knowledge Zoom with Inity, and I was intrigued by this base coat because you use it, I want to say somewhere between like a builder and a base coat. So you first like kind of scrub on a layer, and then you pick up like a little bit of a bead. So you can see here I'm getting close to the cuticle using my brush to push it up high, and then after I've applied that slip layer, then I'm going to go in with a little bit of a bead, just a small bead though, at the cuticle. And you kind of don't apply it the same way that you would a builder. Like you do in a sense, but I'm kind of sweeping it down the sides. Now, during this product knowledge seminar thing that we did with Inity, one of the instructors was fully showing how to do it, and I swear to God, I wish I recorded it, like screen recorded her using it, because it was mesmerizing, and it's really what like got me wanting to use this base gel. But yeah, you use it in a different way, and it's supposed to create just like this beautiful surface. So I honestly think this would be a great base gel for people with like uneven nail plates, if you weren't going in with a builder. One thing to note about Inity's gels, specifically like their potted base gels, but like all of them, they really just kept reiterating the fact that you need to stir them. The two of the chemicals separate when they sit in the jar, so every single time you use them, you have to stir them, and you have to stir them from the bottom and then pull all that product up to the top. So one thing to note, I will tell you that they said it like 14 times during the thing, so I took that as being very, very important. When they were doing the demo on this base, they used, I think they did 4 fingers at a time, so I was trying for that, and then I decided, you know what, I'm gonna flash cure the 2 because I started getting afraid that they were gonna self-level into the sidewalls. But honestly, like, this base gel self-levels, but only to a point where it's like smoothing out. Like, you can kind of see on the other fingers, it hasn't like, you know when they kind of balloon out at the side and like, you know, get all weird and side bulky? They don't do that. Like, I mean, those nails were sitting there with base gel and a decent amount of base gel on them for quite some time, and they really didn't do that. So this is just making like a really, really beautiful surface. And it's supposed to have really great adhesion and really long lasting power. So I'm excited to see how this wears. I haven't had the set come back to me yet, so we'll see. But yeah, beautiful product. Now I'm going in with the Rosy Hip Gemstone RM10. Do you guys like the little thing on the side there telling you what product I'm using? This is a technique I'm following specifically for this nail that I saw on the Rosy Hip Instagram. So they started off with the gemstone color. I'm using the exact same color. And then they go in with one of the new Hyper gels and ombre on top, which is exactly what I'm gonna be doing because I just got in the new Hyper collection, as you see here. And it is so nice. Oh my God. I'm like obsessed. I was like, I saw the brown shades and I was like, I need to do like a blue and brown set. So that's what we're at right now. So these two are both part of the Rosy Hip Hyper collection. One thing to note with that collection, which I thought was very interesting, is they advise against like flash curing. They really say to work in thin layers and be sure to cure for like 60 seconds entirely in the light. And yeah, they specifically are like, do not work in like an overlay layer, like do thin coats. So something to note, because we definitely want to avoid any uncured gel. But look how beautiful a second coat layers up there. It just makes it almost like really depthy, and I think honestly if you did a third coat, just building up that pigment so much more, I think it'd be really pretty too. You could really, I mean, even at one coat, these are really, really nice. So I love a product that has that kind of flexibility to it. But the fun isn't gonna end there. This brown, solid brown, I'm just using because I'm going to be applying some stuff on top of it, and I just wanted a solid base. Do you guys have any favorite brands for solid gels? I just kind of use what's in my collection right now, but I don't have the best stuff, to be honest, for solids. Okay, so we're using that Rosy Hip color again, and now we're just ombreing down. I've applied a bit at the cuticle, and I'm using an ombre brush and just blending it down, going in for a full cure, the full 60 seconds, and then I'm repeating that step to deepen up at the cuticle area. And this gives such a beautiful gradient. And the way I magnetize the base coat, I magnetize it so it's really gonna reflect kind of almost like a French tip style. It's gonna shine down at the tip, so I'm not covering up too much of that effect by doing this cuticle ombre. Now this gel is stunning. This is the Miro Layered Magnetic Gel. They sell them in a collection of, I think, 6 maybe, but I love this shade because it matched the Rosy Hip one really well. But the layered gel, the nice thing about them is they don't have a base color, so you really just get the magnetic reflection. So that way, when you layer it on a color like I'm doing on top of the brown, you'll still be able to see the dark color underneath, but you really get that magnetic shift right on top. Like, look how crazy that looks. I'm obsessed. And I'm using this kind of like around the world light chaser effect, so then that way it's really focusing the magnetic particles right in the center, and so we still get a lot of that brown showing through along the sides. And honestly, when I did this, I was losing my mind a little bit because I was like, this looks so nice. Even my client was like super into it. She said it reminded her of, there's a discontinued like MAC blue and brown eyeshadow color, and she's like, this is giving that majorly. And then, okay, so I just nicked the nail with the magnet. If you ever do anything and you need to reset, just sweep your brush right over top of the gel again. That's a quick way to reset, and then go back in and magnetize. I left in a lot of me like magnet swirling because I just love watching it. It's really for my own enjoyment, so I hope you guys like it too. But look how cool that looks. I feel like a wizard. Yeah, and this color combo of brown and kind of that aquish color, so nice. So I'm continuing on, why did I make that all one word, with the mirror layer gel, and I'm just doing a bit of an ombre tip on this nail. I'm just using my ombre brush to kind of feather it up. I'm gonna magnetize it, and then I'll send it in for a full cure, but then I'm gonna grab that brown glitter gel and place some more at the cuticle, and then I'm gonna blend it down with my ombre brush just to make the blend a little bit more blended. Good one. And then I will stick that in for a full cure before I move on. I just grabbed a clear gel. Use whatever clear gel you usually use for sticking stuff in, because I'm gonna stick some star confettis in here. I was kind of annoyed with myself because I thought that these were my smallest stars, and then later on I found even smaller stars, and I would have liked the even smaller stars because I'm making a little star spiral. But you know, sometimes you just lose track of things. I've actually been losing a lot of stuff in my studio recently, and I don't know how. It's been blowing my mind. I lost a top coat I was looking for like a week, and then I finally found it, and it was just like wrapped up in bubble wrap and like in between a bunch of my molds, so it was like kind of blending in. I don't know, it was really weird. I was like gaslighting myself. I was like, maybe I didn't buy this top coat. Maybe I've just been losing my mind. But no, I found it. All is well. And then once those are fully cured in, those stars, I'm just going over with another layer of that clear and just capping them in, and then they'll get capped in further with top coat later on. But we're using the Jinbei Ivy Fix and then just adhering a couple of big silver ball things. And once those are cured on, we definitely pop more of that Ivy Fix right on top. Any sort of metallic charm, any charm with a finish on it, you have to coat it in again so the finish does not rub off. And then once that's all cured, we're going in with our Zombie King top coat. I like this because I like to self-level, so I'm gonna do 2 nails at a time. I'm gonna flip the nails upside down. And so that way, if there is any little pokey out bits from the stars or any glitter that's adding a bit of texture, which honestly the Rosy Hip stuff Hyper collection doesn't really poke out the glitters, but just in case, I'm gonna flip the hand upside down, smooth everything out before curing and then moving on with the other fingers. And then the Zombie King, she's just a nice top coat, so, you know? I'm always satisfied popping this one on. Do you guys have a preference between the Zombie King? There's the 2 jars, Zombie King, and then the Zombie King High is in the black jar. Have you used them both? Do you have a preference? I like them both. Different circumstances, I suppose. I don't really use them as builder. You can build with them, but I don't really. I mostly just use them as a thicker top coat. Flip over again, and here we are. Here is the finished set. I love a blue and brown combo so much. Let me know what you guys think of these down below, and I will catch you in the next video.